Spotlight on Frazee is sponsored by these community-minded businesses and organizations. United Community Bank, an independent family-owned and operated bank committed to empowering customers to achieve their financial goals. Member FDIC. Frazee Family Foods, what a hometown grocery store should be. Friendly staff, family-owned, and a wide variety of groceries to fulfill your needs. The City of Frazee and Frazee Event Center, featuring a 5,000 square foot room, a built-in stage, and a full-service bar, perfect for a multitude of events. Call or click to book your event. Frazee Community Club, people and business coming together to make the community fun, friendly, and thriving. Become a member and help support your community. Frazee Vergas Forum, locally owned and operated, bringing you news for the Lakes area in print or online. Subscribe today, FrazeeForum.com.
Welcome to Spotlight on Frazee. I'm Kitty Kivy Lex, filling in for Hank. Obviously, you know he's desperate and needs a fill-in if he's got me here. I'm here today with Nick Cornier, the Frazee Athletic Director, Curriculum Coordinator.
Correct.
He does everything under the sun. So we're going to actually talk about winter activities, an update on the results of how our teams did, and things that are going on. Nick, can you get us updated?
Yes, I'm going to elaborate a little bit here on what took place here this winter with some of our, well, first we'll start with our sports. We had going on, we have dance, girls and boys basketball and wrestling are the major sports that are going on during the winter. Our boys basketball this year, we had a new young head coach. That's the boy when we hired, just Chad Whitner. And I looked across the table at him last spring, and I was just like, wow, not too long ago, I felt I was in his role. Yep. I was looked at as the young person out of college. Now I was on the other side looking at Chad. I was like, man, does he look young? But that's the part that we really liked, that we knew he was going to be able to bring to us, is some youth. He has a lot of excitement for our boys program, wanting to take them in a new direction. They did have they had a tough year. They played competitively in a lot of games through a half, and when they did beat Park Rapids for their one win that they did have this season, which again, it tells you they had a tough season, but the kids, they kept showing up every day for practice, working through it. You know what? And that's a recipe for life. Is just, when you have those struggles, they keep showing up, they keep battling through it, and that's a characteristic that we love to see out of our students here. When they struggle, they're still going to push their way through it.
Absolutely, and they will turn out to be great adults because of that.
Correct. Yep. No, correct. No, and that's a big emphasis that we want to, prepare them for some of those pieces in life. And yes, there's other things they have to learn through that. Girls basketball. Record-wise, you look at it, they had 5 or 6 wins in the end of the season, which they had a losing record. But with Coach Gonzalez, he's been in it now for around 9 years. And one thing I had shared with him, and he had agreed, I was like, the games some of that I watched, if we were to hand them a bucket of 15 points, here's 15 points, and you insert them into your schedule this year, you could have that whole. You would have added another probably half dozen wins to their category, which changes a lot of the season. They were so close in many games, were come down to the wire or leading the game, and they had a last second shot that won the game. So that's tough to endure through a season.
Yes, it is.
When you lose that way. And our girls, they kept battling through that again, which again is a great recipe for life as they fought through that adversity. And I know we lost a couple seniors, but we have a lot of youth coming back within that program that we're excited to see with our girls basketball. As we're standing here, we maybe could find locations that have a little more light. We're in well, I don't know, we could call it's the wrestling room, dungeon, you name it.
It smells like a wrestling room.
Yeah, where our boys come to work every day. Our wrestling program had a great season. Coach Nagel leading the staff and that program. They had a 3rd place finish, losing to eventual state champion Zambroda, which was a hard-fought battle. And one thing, Coach Nagel, as he shared one piece with that, he felt that they come out not real prepared for Zambroda, the kids. He didn't think they'd wrestled to their potential. He said he was disappointed after losing that duel, which was a great duel, and it was close down to the end. And all of us watching in the state finals, which they really took it to Pierce, and they beat them by a double-digit numbers, and he realized, Zambroda was just that good, and we wrestled them really, really tough. So he ate his own words and took that back. He was really proud of our kids on how they battled down at the state tournament.
And they did awesome. And I have to tell you, not only do I smell the wrestling room, but I also smell success. I mean, our kids work their butts off in all of our sports.
Correct, yeah. From a whole, we did this winter.
Yeah.
We did. And, you know, losing in the semifinals, it's kind of tough. You kind of, you know, our goal is to be state champs and to come back to wrestle for third and fourth. A lot of teams, we see it, they'll throw in the towels. You know, they're done. Our boys didn't. They took it to West Central, who matched up really well with us, and we had the bullseye on us because I know West Central is eager to win, but boy, our kids wrestled real well against them to come out with a third place finish. You know, on top of that, we had 8 individuals qualify, with 4 placing in the state. You had Tanner Reitz was runner-up, Tanner Schimmelhorn was runner-up, 6th place was Landon Byer, and 4th place was Rory Drews. So
Awesome. They definitely have that beast mode in them.
Yep.
I bet we're going to talk about dance because Fly Girls.
Yep, the Fly Girls will end with our winter sports here with our Fly Girls. Boy, yeah, tremendous season.
Yes.
They did. They had a tremendous season. They had a lot of fun. We had a lot of girls out for dance, which is a compliment to our coaches, you know, promoting the program. They were runner-up in the section in both jazz and high kick, which both Coach Fett and myself kind of laid out. That was a great finish. And you know what? And it was a good setup for our kids to be hungry going into that state tournament. To know that, you know what, we can get knocked down, and that's okay to get knocked down because now that's an opportunity for us to refocus and build ourselves back up. Get to the state tournament. They get second in jazz. They have some adversity. We had a young lady that was fighting through illness down there. And she did. She fought through it, and then in those finals, there was a setback during the competition where they had to stop the performance. You know, in any activity, if you stop a performance and you have to regroup and come back and do it and have your composure, you have one less person, you have to make those adjustments, which is tough to do on the fly.
Yeah.
Our girls and coaches did that, and they come out with a second place finish in jazz. And, you know, that then led to the high kick, which is the following day. He had to make adjustments again because they were without that individual and come out with, you know, a 6th place finish. So those girls, our coaches, it was, you know, ultimately in the end, it's probably not what they were hoping for going down there, but the program itself grew so much with how young it is, and going through that for years to come is going to be exciting to see what our Fly Girls will do.
Yep, and it's not just a physical activity. When you're doing it as a group and they can see every turn and every kick, you have to be on your game, and to lose a person, it's a mental game, and they did it. So way to go, girls.
Yeah, exactly. No, it was phenomenal to see, and not just our community, but other communities down there kind of flocked to a lot of members of Frazee and congratulated a lot of people, myself, coaches, and they were just impressed with how the girls responded to what occurred down there.
Yep. Well, Miss Raina is telling me we're getting short on time. Do you want to talk just briefly what's coming up for spring? We only, you know, or just our robotics is going to nationals, FFA and musical and the Indian Club, and just wrap it up briefly.
Yes, we got our spring activities are on their way: golf, baseball, softball, track. And so it's it's going to get warm here eventually.
Thank goodness.
So that's great. You know, FFA, there's FFA, robotics, or music. You know, that's kind of an ongoing activity throughout the year. So a lot of their accomplishments are yet to happen or are just happening. Robotics is qualified for the nationals or ranked high in our state. FFA, heck, they don't rebuild, they just reload every year with Mr. Shortrock and Mr. Hammer.
We definitely have the cream of the crop, and I know Raina is now saying I'm done. So I want to remind everybody to pet your dog, kiss your spouse, and wave at your neighbor. Thank you from Spotlight on Frazee.